The NHL trade deadline is gone and past, and thankfully for Flames fans, that means some normalcy can finally surface within this season. Craig Conroy has made a bunch of trades in his tenure as Flames GM, and it has the fan base split. Half the people think he got what he could out of the pending UFAs, and the other half think he made some very underwhelming trades, and it has not helped the Flames within their rebuild. So, in this video, we will look at the truth, the real reason behind why Conroy did what he thinks he had to do. Welcome to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here, you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe because 84% of the people watching are not subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around the Flames, then make sure you join the fastest growing community of Flames fans on the internet. But the big news is still around all these trades the Flames made. There's opinions being thrown out left, right, and center about Craig Conroy and the job he has done and just what the Flames have gotten back from all their UFAs. So obviously, Conroy inherited 7 big UFAs. He signed one, which was Backlund, and will most likely sign another, that is Shillington. But the big question is, why couldn't he sign more? Why trade everyone? Why was everyone pretty much traded? And now I'm not going to throw in Markstrom into this because we're just going to focus on the UFAs for this offseason. Markstrom obviously still has some contract left. I know his name was thrown around in trade rumors for what seemed like ever, and they're still being thrown around. Markstrom and now even Kadri heading into the summer. I know, I can't believe that either. But let's focus on the UFAs. So why couldn't a deal get done internally in the organization and sign long term? It didn't seem like everyone wanted out. Some people seemed like it was possible that they could stay, most notably in Hanifin and Tanev. But obviously, Conroy traded away Toffoli, who's been traded again already, Zadorov, Lindholm, and then Tanev and Hanifin. So, the answer's simple from Conroy. This is from the Calgary Herald. They did a little interview with Conroy, and here's what he had to say. I couldn't get them signed. I tried up to a week ago and just couldn't do it. I had to stick to what I said on the day I was hired. So the vow of trading away the UFAs and getting as many assets back without letting them walk for free, like what has happened with other players in the recent past, like Johnny Gaudreau. It feels like it was yesterday, but it was a long time ago. If I couldn't get them done, I had to move them along. That's why he needed to trade everyone, and a deal couldn't get done within the organization. I'm sure he would have loved to sign Tanev and Hanifin, but he just couldn't do it. But let's continue. It's not as easy as that. The Flames were working to get a few of them re-signed before the season started, for example, but when the team misfired coming out of the gate and stumbled to a 6-game losing streak, the situation changed. The Flames were a little more hesitant to commit to a core that looked so flat, and the players themselves understandably wondered whether Calgary presented the best place for them to compete for a Stanley Cup moving forward. So that one, I think, focuses the most on Tanev there. Tanev, I think, would have loved to stay in Calgary, but he's also getting up there in age, and he wanted to win a cup and thinks this year was his best chance. He said that, and now he's in Dallas, who really are good cup contenders. They're playing really, really good hockey right now, and he has made them stronger. Let's continue here. I think it was a little bit the players and us, Conroy explained. We wanted to see where it was going and see how we were going to do. I think as we turned the corner and turned it around, we picked up conversations again, and like I said, it takes 2 people to agree to a deal, and we just couldn't get it done. Now, I do agree, 2 people to agree to a deal is very true, but it takes more than that. It's not just Conroy, and it's not just the player. You think of what was going on with Hanifin, it was Hanifin and his agent, just his whole camp, and I'm sure it was Conroy and other executives within the Flames organization. As much as we love the players and are thankful that they were here and what they did for the organization, we knew it was time and had to move on. So it does kind of suck that these players did have to move on, especially Hanifin and Tanev. I mean, Lindholm, it was kind of clear he didn't want to be here. You know, he kind of lost all his boys that he'd play with. Johnny, Chucky, Monty, you know, all of them. Zadorov, it was pretty obvious he wanted out as well. We thought Backlund wanted out, and then he was given the captaincy, so he's here, and he seems happy as well. But Hanifin and Tanev especially could have signed, and there were always rumors that there was a chance they would sign in Calgary, but it was time to move on. It wasn't just Gaudreau, Conroy said. TJ Brodie left, Mark Giordano left. There was more as I think back over time. That was the most recent that made me think if I can't get things done to regroup and move forward. we're going to have to get assets for people. And even if you're in a situation where maybe right now we're battling for the playoffs, but to get assets and regroup, we had to do it. To let those guys go just didn't make any sense. Even though we wanted to get Johnny signed, I think we thought we were going to. And when we didn't, it does hurt not to have anything back for him. So that is what he wanted to avoid. He completely avoid another Johnny Gaudreau situation. I think all Flames fans know that. That was, that was plan A. Avoid that. Get as much back as you can if you can't sign them to stay with the team. I mean, Gaudreau, it seemed like he would sign here, and then he didn't. Now he's in Columbus and has had a very underwhelming couple seasons there. So, interesting here. I think Conroy, again, he did what he thought he had to do. But let's get one last little thing here from the article. But when they showed they weren't interested in making a long-term commitment, as was their right, it left him no choice. Trading them all might not have been the original plan, but letting them walk away for nothing was never going to happen. So that's why he traded away what seems like everyone, what seemed like a strong core. And it's funny now because the Flames seem to have tons of players. I mean, you look at the past couple lineups they've put up in the most recent games, and it's not even their lineup at its peak strength. I mean, Zeri's been hurt, Pospisil has been suspended, Greer has been hurt. There's so many opportunities to play so many different players throughout the rest of the season here. So there you go. It might not be shocking, but the real reason is there of why he traded away everyone, why he did this going up to the deadline. And I know a lot of Flames fans were thinking, okay, we're trading away all these guys. We have so much salary cap. Why didn't they trade for a good center then or anyone else? I guess there just wasn't a deal good enough for Conroy, or maybe there just weren't even any offers. So the trade deadline is behind us, thank goodness, and we will just continue, hopefully, with smooth sailing the rest of the season. It should be fun to watch these guys play the rest of the year. Now, today's game, let's get into that. So obviously yesterday, the Flames kind of got walloped by the Florida Panthers, the league's top team is what I meant to say there. The Flames didn't look particularly great. No one had a fantastic game. Miramanov made his debut for the Flames, and he's got a wicked shot. My goodness, that guy's got a rocket, but very, very underwhelming game for a lot of guys. Weegar and Huberdeau, they were back in Florida playing again, wanted to have a great game, and they just both didn't look fantastic, which is too bad. The Flames lose a vital 2 points. Kind of looks like playoff contention is out of it now. I think the Flames would have to win, probably at least 13, 14 games remaining here, which is not easy. And the teams in the playoff spots right now in the West have so many more points than the Flames and also are all so hot, except Vegas, but you can expect them to pick up. So it does look difficult to still make a run at the playoffs. But the road trip does continue today as the Flames play in Carolina. At the time of this recording, expected starting goalie is Vladar, give Markstrom the break after yesterday, and Freddie Anderson looks to go in net for the Hurricanes. It is his second game back since the blood clot issues. He looked fantastic against Montreal. I think he only gave up one goal in that game a few days ago. So Flames, Carolina, it should be a very exciting game. It should be a fun one for sure. Hopefully the Flames do well. If you're on team, tank as much as the rest of the season, I think it's too late to tank at this point. I think the Flames should still just play some competitive hockey like what Conroy wants, and I think what Flames fans want. No matter what, it is exciting to watch the Flames score a bunch and win games, of course, at the end of the day. It'll be interesting to see who is in the lineup today. I'm assuming it'll be similar to yesterday against Florida, but at the time of recording, I actually don't know what the lineup is. But no matter what, again, should be a very exciting game. And of course, go Flames, go. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.